What up, YouTube? What up, snappers? It's Fizz. I hope you have a bright and smiling face. If not, question why. Get yourself to that state of health. I believe it's a national state of health. Also, you should question everything, no matter what age you are and who you are and why you're doing something. If you don't already know why you're doing it, or if you really like something. That being said, subscribe to my channel, comment below, let me know how you feel. I'm a raw dude, I give raw truth. Check out some of my other videos on my channel. I bust conspiracies, talk myths, and most of all, health and wealth. So, we're gonna talk about feminism and why guys are maybe acting more feminine. That's because, again, they're following these other people's agendas and problems and opinions. I have nothing against gay dudes or anyone who's gay or anyone who acts like a female, yada yada yada, because every divine person, which is everybody, has both male and female sides to them. Now, again, I have nothing against people who change their gender either, but I will say, on my behalf, you were born that way for a reason, so maybe you shouldn't change who you are. I mean, that's the way it is. That's just the nature of it. And I don't really think, changing yourself from a female to a male or male to female, other than like a physical appearance, it may come more mental. But I'd imagine a lot of people do it for a physical, more so a physical matter. You're not changing who you are down. You're not changing your soul. And you're not changing who you are deep down. That being said, we're going to jump into feminism. Why people are acting like this? Because they're getting lazy. They're not, having enough These are reasons why people might be acting more feminine than usual or overly feminized. They're lazy, they're not getting enough activity, they're being couch potatoes. Also, again, just with everything else, all the propaganda, the media, throwing all these twisted lies on you and making you feel a certain way about things, which is pretty much everything. Like I said, I have nothing against a guy who likes a guy or a girl who likes a girl. Girls who like girls are probably more accepted, or maybe before people like girls on girls more, but I imagine they still get drawbacks and laid backs. Like in the hype and the world vision, girls and girls probably more accepted before, but they probably still like in closed doors and stuff, or from their family and local friends, probably get a lot of criticism to a point, but maybe not so much more. What's going on? How are you?
Great.
And so, like I said, I'm not being couch potatoes, not getting enough activity. Also, again, the foods. If you eat some bullshit foods, you're gonna feel weak and you're gonna feel feminized in a way, like soy. And I'd never eat soy. And just stuff that disrupts your body's natural chemistry and the way it connects and the electricity that you have. And a lot of, the foods that they're pushing, like, I have nothing against plants or a plant-based diet, but I'm telling you, there is certain foods that will make you weaker, and if you're not feeling strong enough, or how you want to, you should do something about that. Don't let this the main point of this is don't let this feminization overtake you, because it will creep up on you and take you and and take over you without you even knowing. Like, again, foods that promote estrogen, there's nothing, some of these foods are just too much, and they ruin your natural, chemical makeup in the way you are. And so eating these foods are just going to harm you and make you weak and make you feel more feminine and do things probably you wouldn't usually do. So definitely beware of your diet. I have a bunch of videos about that. And again, touching on the first topic, or the first reason, is that it's what they provide you, the propaganda, and what the media wants you to think. And then they show you these images, TV shows, stuff you see on screens or the magazines. Again, images to make you feel some sort of way, or this is how life should be. And then they promote it, and then you're just drawn into it, some people are just unaware whether they recognize it or not, but they're still trying to draw you into it like a warp hole or a black hole, suck you in like a tunnel or a funnel. And just like changing your hormones, that could be like a whole nother thing. A third thing, when you hit someone with like hormones, and of course you can inject them directly to the body, but there's other ways it's being done, and the ways that they're being done is maybe through the cow. The cow was injected hormones, and then especially on an industrial scale, commercialization, they inject it with antibiotics, which is going to kill you. It's messing up your disruptors. Well, it's disrupting you. And it's just creating an imbalance in your body with all the chemicals. And then they give them like steroids or sex hormones. And that's like in the food you eat. And for this topic, or this reason, I'm talking about like animal products, and then you consume them. So if the animal is unhappy and consumes, well, they inject it with steroids or sex hormones artificially, and then you get them in your product, your pasteurized milk that you drink, which I wouldn't drink anyway. Then you drink it, so you can see now your body doesn't know what to do with this. It's gonna view it as a toxin. It's gonna irradiate it and irritate you and cause disruptions in your body. That's why like a lot of like wheat, genetically modified, a lot of this stuff is made in a laboratory anyway, or it's just poisonous. It's a chemical, and then they're genetically modifying it, so you don't even know what it's gonna do. You have no clue, so they're messing you up right here. So even beyond the animal products, they're still spraying pesticides, herbicides, fertilizer that are artificial, and most of this stuff is genetically modified. They made it in a laboratory, or it's just pure chemicals that are unsafe and aren't good for you. So they're giving you all this, and I'm just here to raise the awareness and help you out. So again, this is going to mess with your sex hormones, and disrupt you and the way your cells communicate and just your whole body's chemistry and your electric field. Also, like, people promoting, which if you don't want to have sex, fine, but you should definitely, it should be on your own will and not from someone else's, like the Bible or somebody else promoting something such as you shouldn't have sex till you're married, da-da-da-da. I mean, that could very well, discourage someone and make them more feminine. I mean, if you want to have sex, you should just do it. And if you want to experience something, you should. But it shouldn't be pushed upon us. So yeah, to wrap it up, for feminism, it's being pushed from the propaganda and the media, the screens, the TVs, the magazines, the people, the religions. I would go to say for the religions. No one should be telling you not to have sex, or no one should be telling you anything, especially a preacher or a book. Although it's you take the choice to read the book and take what you want from it, but still, to some extent, that is brainwashing. You don't even need a book anyway. Anyways, so yeah, the propaganda and the media, like I said, to the food. The food is the big factor, and it's not just the food, it's the chemicals, the disruptors that they have, and this is like, it could be radiation, there could be so many things, chemical speaking, the genetically modified organisms, which is a GMO if you don't know. Also, just the artificial fertilizers, the sex hormones they're putting in there, and just herbicides, pesticides, steroids. It's all messing with your natural chemistry and throwing you off. None of this stuff even existed before. There were natural ways of doing things and stimulating sexual activity for sure, but this is just off the charts. And all this stuff, like I said, is made in a laboratory for the most part. So yeah, be aware and don't fall into it, because like I said, it's like a trap, because it's like a lure. The sirens, if you ever heard the mythology of the sirens, they lure you in and then you never come back. So just be aware of what these people are doing, and just like they're also just like teaching people, and some people are going to take this to heart, but don't. There's nothing wrong with being aggressive, but when you take away everything from a man, his livelihood, and circumcision could be a whole nother one too. When you take away all these things, like when you start, nothing against yoga or anything like this, but when you keep telling someone to, like, not have sex and not to eat animals and be vegetarian or be a vegan, and and then tell them to be calm and everything is mind over matter, be peaceful, which I'm not saying none of this is wrong, but you should put your limits upon yourself and do your own self-suppression. You shouldn't be like focused on what other people are trying to tell you, because this is what I'm saying. This just goes back to the propaganda. They're trying to push this on it all goes together, believe it or not. Like, you can take what you want from it, just as long as you're aware and realize that, because I know some people don't and they just aren't aware, and some people just there's some people I told and don't care, and I realize some people know it and don't care and just go on doing whatever they want, which is fine. It's up to them. And there's some people who are completely unaware and just go do whatever. And then there's some people who are unaware and they stumble upon it and then they realize. And those are the people who usually make the change for the better, whatever you want to consider it. So yeah, just be aware, because a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world, it's all connected. And again, they're trying to make you weak. They're trying to make you malnourished. They're trying to make you paralyzed. And most of all, they want to make you numb. Saying you don't care, okay, yeah, it is a real good thing, but to suppress emotion and how you really feel, that's not good. It's good to cry. See, like, crying is actually good in stuff like this. It's actually really good, and people can cry happily out of sadness and for happily reasons. So you can see it's their agenda. They want to make us weak, just weak enough with food, and because a lot of it has to do with diet and mental programming and brainwashing. They just want to make you weak enough so they can control you, and you can do what they need you to do, and you can do whatever work that needs to be done. You know, and they do some they do because they forcibly need to, and some do it out of spite and for fun. Really, they do. Some people's happiness is cruelty and just, you could even say satanic if you want, just doing negative things to other people, just, you know. So that's the whole thing. They're trying to dumb you down and promote this veganism and this weakness. They're trying to control you, which is with everything, and make you a slave. And it's all linked together. So just become aware, because this is what they're promoting. I'm promoting awareness. I want you to reach that. You know, mind over matter only goes so far. I don't care. Everyone says mind over matter. Okay, you can have mind over matter all you want, but if you're not actually taking action in your real life, it doesn't matter. So yeah, you can have mind over matter, which is great, but that, to me, I realize that's only 50% of the matter. The other 50% is actually doing. You can say this, you know, this poison's not going to kill me. You can believe that, sure. I mean, you can believe that all you want, but to me, it only goes to a certain extent, because you actually have to do the action too. Or have some ritual to it, or put some effort. You know, believing is one thing, but just believe you could just survive off of air forever. Okay, yeah, you can believe it all you want. Let's put it to the test. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying that does take action. So yeah, just be aware of these agendas and this feminism that they're putting upon you. And I hope that got you in some greater detail. Like I said, everybody, no matter who you are, has a male side and a female side inside of you, and that's fine. Like, you should acknowledge that, and whether you're aware of it or not, it's definitely true. It's like the whole yin and yang. We are the sun and the moon. We are black and white. We are everything in one. We are complete as is. We are a male and a female together. We are put in one. Just because we don't have vagina or breasts, you know, and maybe some emotional traits might be deeper into a female. But I know you've met tomboys and females who, you know, rise above that, raise above it, that bar, and challenge that. Not because they necessarily have some determination, that's just because of who they are. Just realize you have both of them in you. But also don't fall victim to this plan and agenda. that's the main message of today. Alright, snappers, thanks for tuning in. It's Fizz. Subscribe to my channel. Links in the description for some of my music and other ways to contact me. Comment below in the box. Tell me how you feel. I base everything off of experience and feeling, not science, because my whole life is experience. I wouldn't parrot or mimic something that I have nothing that I know about or never experienced. And if I did, I would warn you or say foremost truth. If you have any video requests, let me know. I'm going to be writing a book soon called Life's a Ride. It'll be the best book you ever read, non-fiction, about a self-improvement guide and how to feel your best directly, no riddles, best way to your health. And yeah, that's it. So give me a thumbs up if you're living your best life and you're not going to get sucked into feminism and you're not going to get brainwashed, or you're going to become aware and realize. Give me a thumbs down if you're going down the shithole and you're going to do some things you never thought you'd do, and it's going to be collateral and you're going to be in the cycle. And that's just going to take you towards where you don't want to go, and you're going to fall in the brainwash and be a sheep. Bye.